Hi, this is The Basics, a multi-part series about all the basics to do with photography. Everything from what is a camera and how do I hold it, all the way up to how do I do post-processing. It'll be both in this studio as well as beyond these walls in the field. Join me. Lesson 0. What is the basics? So, the basics is, as I mentioned, a multi-part series. I'm going to use my experience with photography, and I don't feel qualified necessarily to speak to the higher level conundrums of photography, but I surely know at least the basics, so I figured I'd share that with you. In my day-to-day life, I am a professor, not of photography, but I am a professor, so it makes sense that I would make this kind of content. Now, in particular, the idea of the basics is something that someone who's coming across YouTube can come to, watch a couple of videos on things they're unclear about, and then get out there and take photos. There is no replacement at the end of the day for actually taking photos and engaging with the art of photography, but often people start engaging in a way that doesn't help because they are unfamiliar with the vocabulary around photography. So in particular, this series is going to show you what ISO is, what aperture is, what setting your shutter speed actually does in terms of the production of images. We'll also discuss things like various different cameras, the exposure triangle, all these things and more will be covered in this series. It's going to be divvied up into a number of lessons, and those lessons are going to be focused on one particular topic at a time. The hope is that they will be relatively short videos that you can come by, consume when you want a piece of knowledge, and then leave. You're not forced to stick around for the entire series, but if you want to, I think it would make a great foundation at the end of the day for getting started in your photography journey. So, unfortunately, I can't answer the question of how many episodes in this series, primarily because I don't know myself. And to be honest, I might make 5, throwing it out there. I may make like 5 episodes and then realize, there's a 6th one, right? So I don't want to pin myself down onto exactly what the episode count will be. So, unfortunately, no, this series will not make you a professional photographer by the end. I can guarantee you that. This is going to cover primarily theoretical knowledge, although there will be some episodes where I am out in the field showing you these things. So, while no, it won't make you a professional, but it will give you a solid base of knowledge to go out and use your camera more effectively than what most of the rest of us had to do, which is stumble around with it and figure stuff out for ourselves. And I have a sneaking suspicion that there are probably a lot of people out there who already know these things who might also stumble upon the videos, and maybe a new perspective, I don't know, nudges you in a different direction. Who knows? In general, I intend for the series to be gear agnostic. Gear is important in one sense. You have to have cameras to actually take photos, but in another sense, gear is not the end-all be-all. Now, I personally use Canon a lot. That's just the brand that I'm in the ecosystem of. That does not mean you have to use Canon or you even have to use a DSLR. But most of what we will be focusing on is the use of DSLRs because, well, to be frank, those are the cameras I most have access to. They're also the most common camera that someone who is looking to get, again, a real camera will actually pick up and use. For my final parting thoughts for this lesson 0, I just want to say that, again, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many times you watch these videos or how much technical knowledge you have. At the end of the day, the only way to learn photography is to get out there and take photos. Obviously, I'm on the other side of a screen. I can't, force you to watch through all of them and then go out, or go out and then watch through all of them. So I'd like to think that you'd sit down, watch a video, maybe understand a new concept, and then go out and take photos, right? You're not going to make great photos in the first day. You might in the first week, but the more and more you do it, the better and better you're going to get. The more likely you are to get a good photo. So at the end of the day, it is a skill. You do have to go out and practice it. And that's going to be it for lesson 0. See you next time.